Hi, in our team, there are Runyan, Yijia, Fangfei, Runyan, and me. Today, we're going to present our findings and recommendations about the streaming data we analyzed. We analyzed the volume of the content of 3 different streamers: Netflix, Disney+, and Hulu. We found that Netflix has the most volume of content, but the lowest IMDb ratings. This is especially true when looking at the TV shows. When seeing the IMDb scores of TV shows on Netflix, Hulu, and Disney+, Netflix is significantly the lowest. There could be a number of reasons for Netflix to go after content with this kind of mindset, such as they want to give their customers the most optionality, or they see that there's a higher overall return, or they want to acquire the biggest market share by offering the largest quantity of content.
When it comes to the comparison between movies and TV series, firstly, for the chart on the left, it appears that there's an interesting dynamic between movies and the streaming platform. Besides Hulu, who have more TV series, Netflix and Disney Plus have way more movie content. However, the quality seems to the individual with the quantity, as shown by the chart on the right. TV get way more better IMDb score than movie in all 3 platforms. A clear recommendation here for the streamer is that to invest more on their capital in acquiring and making TV shows. However, we could also try to find the reason behind the reasons. One possibility is that people are more likely to reading a movie than TV series. When people go to the cinema for a movie or spend precious 2 hours on weekend to watch a movie, they are more willing to read it on IMDb compared to randomly watching TV series on the couch at home. Secondly, the longer run of a television series would generate more fans of a series. Length of exposure also grants a TV series more time to rack up its ratings.
In terms of the least popular genres, here's the slide. There are 3 genres that we identified that were not as popular as some of the other genres. The 3 genres were home and garden, stand-up, and independent. For some context, Netflix has over 5,000 shows on their platform, of which there are only about 8 to 10 shows under each of these genres. There is a huge potential gap here for someone who wants to produce content in this space. That person would have to understand the reasoning for the limited amount of content in this space. If the answer was that there is not that much supply out there, there can be a very good opportunity to get into the space and produce more supply. If the answer is that the content is ranked high but amongst a low number of viewers, maybe a marketing strategy would be the answer. Finally, if the answer is that the shows are not good, the answer could be for someone to come up with a creative angle that brings a new twist on these types of shows, such as adding a mystery or a competition element to these genres.
Something that stood out to us from the data was old content vs new content. We collected data from Netflix, Hulu, and Disney. It appeared that old content did generally better than new content on Netflix and Hulu. Some reasons may be because the older content is proven and the streamers know from the past data what shows people like and will often enjoy a rewatch. With creating new content, it is definitely more difficult to know how the audience will react, and there is a higher chance that some shows will be rated low. This isn't to say that new shows are bad. It says more that old content has more certainty because you already know the score. By knowing the scores, streamers are less inclined to put bad-rated shows, whereas with new shows, the streamers do not yet know what the ratings are. It was interesting to see Disney's new content having a higher rating than the old content. When thinking about this more, it actually makes complete sense. Disney's model is to use their IPs and franchises and keep creating spin-offs and new seasons. The new content they are making off of these franchises has less uncertainty to do poorly because the previous version of the show did pretty well. the shows are actually more likely to do better because budget will typically be higher and the loyal fan base are so entrenched with the characters.
All right, so finally, we looked at the IMDb ratings across genres and platforms. One takeaway was that exclusive crime shows on HBO had a very superior IMDb, as you can see on this chart to the right. But what is more interesting is the delta between exclusive and non-exclusive crime. One hypothesis we came up with, actually discussed in class, is that crime shows typically don't need to be watched in chronological order, so they do actually do well on linear TV. This means that there are more popular crime shows available to purchase, which may dilute the quality of IMDb shows of this genre. The shows that are exclusively made may need to be significantly different and take a quality over quantity approach. The second hypothesis we have is actually the inverse, where the delta between exclusive and non-exclusive is also high. Drama shows actually have to be watched in order. So there may be more junk shows that are made exclusively versus the limited amount of high-quality popular ones which are purchased non-exclusively. We feel kind of with this knowledge and just understanding of some of these inverses that it may help a producer look in to the quality or quantity of if they try to make a crime or drama show before they proceed in what they do. And with that, that's our presentation.